match teams. And we're underway. Daniel Fabakovic, a second-team All-American from last year, serving. And a free ball. They put it over. But coming right back, a bomb from the back row. And that goes for the first kill of the match. And after all-conference performer the last 2 years, and I guess when you're second-team All-American, you're going to be that. And they had a tough pass on that serve, and they just have to bump it over. Should give them a good chance to attack again, and I guess we can see a focal point of their attack. When they had good options in the front row, they still go to the back row, and he delivers again.
Exactly, and Ohio State's defense just a little stagnant there. They're going to have to constantly be moving to keep up with Loyola's powerful attack.
Fabakovic came in with 177 kills. Quickly, he's got 2 early ones here. Now the first real swing for Ohio State, and it pays off. Shane Wetzel, he hit .509 in that IPFW victory, and every attacker on the team hit at least .440, and they need to continue that.
Definitely, like we said, Wetzel, a go-to guy for the Buckeyes, especially when they've had their struggles. He misses that serve, but Wetzel leads the team in points, in kills. He's a captain who Coach Birch has just credited for really getting his voice this year and becoming more confident as a leader, which Ohio State has needed.
That was a error, but an aggressive error off the serve, which is the way Kevin Birch wants his team to play. There's a big block put up in the middle. Said that's going to be an issue for Ohio State, and then swing there, back the other way, and then put away by Oscar Berg Mickelson. He's the one we talked about. He'll tower over everyone on this floor tonight.
Yeah, he will. The Buckeyes are going to have to adjust to get around him. We'll get another look at that.
You're not going to be able to just hit right through that.
No, they're going to have to make some adjustments.
Another aggressive serve that went wide, but that's what Kevin Birch really wants to see from his Buckeyes, is aggressive play.
Exactly. He gathered them all up at the end of practice yesterday, and he said, this is the word I want you to remember in your head, aggression, no matter what.
Strong serve, but good pass from the back, sets up a swing, but the block there. Eliel Salvatores, and he was joined by Haczynski. And that makes it 3-4. So he took the line away. Torres, with the aid of Haczynski, then made the block in the middle. And that one hits the tape and rides over. Attack, 2 blockers get there again, but they keep the play alive over to the far side. The roll shot, and that clicks for Tyler Howard to make it 5-3. Good pass over by the libero, J.J. Soa. He had 7 digs in that last match that they played against Ohio State. Now back on the right, and the kill by Haczynski to make it 4-5.
Haczynski's another team leader in kills. He's right behind Wetzel. He's really grown a lot from last season to this season, and really you can tell he's a lot more comfortable on the court in all areas of his game, serving, attacking.
And he was still an honorable mention All-American. And the block, but it lands out. And so that will be a kill for the Ramblers. And back to serve is Josh Schellinger. He had 16 kills against Ohio State to lead the Ramblers, and he too had been injured for some of the season, but now is coming back strong. There's a tough serve. They pass it though, and they get a quick swing in the middle, and the kill for Aaron Grimm. His 83rd kill of the season. He played extremely well in those 2 matches last week for the Buckeyes. Now one of the Puerto Rican duo for Ohio State, Daniel Henwood Rodriguez, he and Eliel Salvatores. Dynamic duo.
Looks like Henwood Rodriguez is sporting a fresh haircut.
And that ball bounded all the way out. And that cross-court shot, couldn't get that soft block up to keep it in play. And now Mickelson back to serve. I won't try to add anything to the fashion commentary there. That's your department.
Look, just something, when you call a lot of their games, you start to notice.
Oh, there's a great play there by Rodriguez. And trying to dive to keep the ball off, but not able to. And I don't know if he softened that and hit him up top, but he nevertheless handled that swing very, very well to keep it in play, and the Buckeyes back within a point. And now it's Chinsky serving.
He leads the team in service errors, but he has such a powerful serve. That's kind of the gamble you take with it, trading aces for errors.
And there's a quick pass across. You have to bump set it to the net, and unable to really get under it for a good swing, Hurley, and it went long. But when that first shot comes over with so much pace and it's hard to control, then it's very difficult to make a bump set from beyond the baseline. And now serving Ryan McElligott. He's the one who he led the nation in assists last year, and an ace. He had 47 assists in that earlier win over Ohio State. And then when he was out, they got some excellent work from Alex Smits Van Ooyen. He's got 390 assists coming into the match tonight. So with in the middle, the swing and the kill. And that one is converted with great efficiency by Aiden Klein, the defensive player of the week. He looks like he might win some offensive awards too.
Yeah, he's outstanding offensively. He's hitting .527, which is the second in the nation, not just the conference, the entire country. That's how efficient he is offensively.
And they work it over to the left, and there's the kill, or I should say the block by Klein. It looked like it was going to be a kill perhaps, but Klein was able to get over, and he wasn't really even set, but he was just simply able to get over there and redirect the ball.
Yeah, Loyola starting to pull away just a little. I have a feeling if they get another point or two, Coach Birch is going to call a timeout to regroup his team.
You have to feel that their blocking is going to be a big factor in this match, and there is a cut shot, and a kill for Hurley, and this time he figured I better try to hit around instead of just trying to hit directly through the block.
Yeah, starting to make those adjustments, and sometimes those are things you can't even work on in practice. You have to get that game time feel of how Loyola is going to block, and they're making those adjustments early on, which is a good sign for Ohio State.
How do you practice against a 7-2 blocker?
Yeah.
And that swing, that ball goes long by Fabakovic. You know, in basketball, where they used to play a center like that, they'd put a table tennis racket on the rim, so you have to shoot it higher. How do you do that in volleyball? I don't know.
They bring those boxes out. Maybe they need Coach Birch to stand on one of those.
Not sure it'd still be 7-2.
Yeah.
Back and the swing and the whistle, though, as the back row attack, and Ohio State gains that point. And it's fortunate because Hurley could not settle that ball, and it would have been a kill otherwise.
Ohio State was down by 5. They've closed that gap, just down 2 now. So they've done a great job of staying in this first set.
If the hitter crosses the 10-foot line, then it is a violation, and then a service error makes it 12-9 for Loyola Chicago. And here's Fabakovic. He started the match. He was on the U18 Czech national team. Hails from the Czech Republic. And there is kill as they get that quick in the middle and put away by Torres, who makes no mistake. Wetzel back to serve.
Like we said, he's one of the Buckeyes' leaders and aces.
Yes, Fabakovic with a great pass to serve, but that quick, it just couldn't quite, that timing has to be impeccable, and they didn't quite get it into Klein's wheelhouse. And Ohio State within a point now. Wetzel, that big southpaw serve. And that cross-court shot could not be handled even by the Ohio State libero, and the kill by Schellinger as it just is too hot for Drew Hudson, the sophomore libero, to keep aloft.
Yeah, Drew Hudson, sophomore captain, the first ever sophomore captain in Ohio State men's volleyball history. So,
yeah, there's a kill as they answer really back in a hurry. It's Wetzel, and that makes it a 1-point margin again.
yeah, Buckeyes have done a great job as we get a look at that big swing by Wetzel. Did a great job of navigating the block and finding the open line.
You see Hudson down there directing positioning of some of the players, and when you're an underclassman to do that, that just shows the respect he has being named captain.
Yeah, I had asked, was this a team decision, a coaching decision, and Coach Birch said it was almost unanimous between the staff and the players. They all just feel that he has what it takes to be a leader for the team.
And that ball just kept up, had to sweep it over, and it worked out perfectly for Rodriguez. And it looked like it would just basically be a play out of necessity, but he ended up finding the open spot on the floor.
Now if Loyola does score here, they'll go to a media timeout. That'll happen whenever the first team reaches 15.
And an ace. Not yet.
Not yet. Eliel Salvatores, who's been one of those key pieces for Ohio State this season, gets the Buckeyes their first ace of the night.
He's a Cincinnati product. He was a state champion at St. Xavier High School. Serves back to the same spot. This time they're ready for it, and uncoiling for the swing. The soft block is up. Joust, pump deep, covered by Schellinger. Now the big swing. Oh, that one hit Hurley. And maybe the hair.
First time ever.
Man, there is an ace. Heavy top spin on that serve by Josh Schellinger. Man, that makes it 16-14 for the Ramblers. They started off on a good run here, but Ohio State crept their way back. And they're trying to open it up with perhaps a service run, but that one hit the official in the foot, so we knew that was long. And again, it's back to a 1-point deficit. See the Ohio State players in the front row getting set to take their positions based on location of the serve. In the middle, and what are you going to do? Mickelson, he can just levitate over everyone and then hit on top of them.
Yeah, he's tough. He's the tallest volleyball player I've actually ever covered in a match before. It's making it challenging for the Buckeyes.
The challenge is to put the ball in his wheelhouse, because you got to go higher than most people. But once they get used to that, he can be lethal as that serve goes long. And really, service errors are helping keep Ohio State close right now.
Yeah, they are. Loyola has 3 service errors already. Now the Buckeyes have 3 themselves. So they've canceled each other out a little bit. It's a little bit of a quiet night here in the Covelli Center. It's spring break for Ohio State, so they don't have a student section. Usually they do, so that makes things a little tough too when it's quiet.
And as you said, they're exchanging service errors, although Loyola Chicago had made a few recent ones that were keeping Ohio State close, but they gave that one back. And now it's McElligott to serve. Led the nation in assists last year. Another left-handed server. They go out to the right, and the kill for Hurley, or Wetzel that is, and Ohio State once again is back within a point. Just nipping at their heels, and you get the feel that they're ready to break out here as Brady Jones comes on to serve.
Yeah, he's been subbing in a lot of games this season just to serve. He does a great job.
But again, they get that quick set, and Klein finishes it off. And you can see that he's a lot more than just a defensive specialist, as per the award that he attained last week. when you have either him or Mickelson in that front row, that's going to create problems for the opposition. In the back, the big swing, and that finds the floor. Jake Hasinski with that kill to make it 18-19. And once again, we just keep going, oscillating back and forth between a 2-point and a 1-point margin. Tucked it nicely inside the line, and a service error.
It's Wetzel's second service error of the night, but he is leading all players on both teams in kills. He has 4 of Ohio State's 10 kills so far in this first set.
Klein to serve, and now Mickelson is back on in the front row. So they always have that tough middle. Wetzel from beyond the 10-foot line, and you might see him doing that a little bit more to try to cope with the blocking obstacles there.
Exactly.
But it can result in some additional errors and a timeout.
And like you said, the Buckeyes have been so close, but just have not been able to take the lead. They were down by as many as 5 points. They were down 11-6 earlier in this match, but they've fought back and they've kept it close ever since then.
Hurley with the serve, and that's the thing. When you have the service errors, you have to serve aggressive. If you take something off and they get a good pass, then they come back and they kill you the way they just did there with Fabakovic. And it's a 3-point margin again. Now serve down the line, a good pass in the middle, almost an overpass, but it was saved by Rodriguez, who got it to Torres, and the 2 Puerto Ricans team up for a big kill.
Again, Ohio State hanging right in this one.
I really thought that was going to go over, or we'd at least have a joust, but he saved the play, Rodriguez, and now he's back to serve. Hammers it, but they work it out on the right, and there's a kill for Tyler Howard. One of the things about Loyola is they have a lot of depth. They have a number of players who are not their top performers or the top producers, but they're solid producers.
Yeah.
And Howard is one of them.
Exactly, and it's even when they've had All-Americans injured throughout the season, that depth has carried them through. You almost wouldn't even know that some of their top players were out.
And Ohio State works it beautifully there to Grimm for the kill, as Rodriguez set him beautifully. And Ohio State battling to the bitter end here. As we said in that previous match, they lost one set 26-24 and one 27-25. This is looking quite similar.
Yeah, it's been very evenly matched. Both teams have 12 kills. Both teams have 4 service aces, make that 5 for the Buckeyes.
And again, somebody in the stands might say, well, how can they keep making these errors? But if you take your foot off the pedal, you're just asking for them to come back and get a great swing on you.
Exactly. Ohio State, they don't want to take their foot off the gas at all. They don't want to play it safe. That was not a part of their game plan.
Now they work it to Wetzel, and he tools the block. And here we go again. 22-24, and they're just one little service run away by Haczynski of getting even and possibly stealing this first set, but they face double set point here.
Haczynski leads the Buckeyes in service errors. He has 1 already tonight, but that one is going to be an ace.
That happens when you serve like he does. If it's not an error, there's a good chance it's going to be an ace. And even their fine libero,
figure out a little sooner here in this second set.
Brady Jones going to start things in the second set. Came on as a serving specialist in the first set. And then Ohio State from the back, and the kill as Haczynski came flying up to put that one away. The Polish native played high-level volleyball in his native land before coming over. And Brady Jones, a lot of great international talent on display. And that serve went wide and long, 1-all. Here is Aiden Klein. He made 4 aces in one of the matches. They swept Queens last week pretty handily. Serve is passed very well by Hudson. They get it over to the left, and the kill as they tool the block, and Hurley records the kill.
That's Hurley's second kill of the night. He also has 2 errors. He was struggling a little bit offensively just to figure out, like we said, where to go over Loyola's block.
They clearly had to make some adjustments there. Mickelson had to run that one down or be a free ball as they bump it in. Hudson keeps it high in the air to try to make it as difficult as possible and let those blockers get in position, and it pays off almost, but the ball bounded out. But nevertheless, it was very nearly a successful block for Torres. They played it well considering it was a free ball. And now it's Howard. And it's passed well by Hurley. Wetzel with the swing, but blocked by Mickelson in that 7'2" roadblock, and then he gets over to the other side to join in on the block on the far end, but finally they hit around it, and Hurley gets the kill as Sosa can't quite dig it up.
Hurley coming out strong in this second set, already has 2 kills in this second set, and he only had 1 the entire first. So like we said, starting to make adjustments and figure things out as he's going back to serve now.
That high-powered jump serve, but most of their errors were long, but that one goes into the net, so they're trying to adjust. And it's 3-all. This is Schellinger. Practically hit the rafters with that ball toss. A great pass there by Hurley as he had to lay out. And the hitter lost his footing. Got the set anyway, and they just had to tip it over. Now a swing. Talk about a broken play. And it's pumped over. And a free ball opportunity, the cut shot, and they call the touch. And so it is the kill for Schellinger. And 4-3. But that was an odd play when the hitter slipped, and both teams were just scrambling after that. One played forward, and the kill by Torres after the good passes served by Haczynski. They're not always doing it in system, but it's working on occasion.
Yeah, you know what? Buckeyes are having to get crafty a little bit offensively, but it's working. Henwood Rodriguez, he knows when to send that over.
That's half the battle, is to be able to improvise. And that ball dropped on the Ohio State side despite the presence of the blockers. And Mickelson back. He won a silver in the Danish Volleyball Cup and the Nordic Cup, qualified the Danish team for the European Championships. He was on that team. A quick set and a kill by Aaron Grimm, and he's made some big plays on occasion here to help lift the Buckeyes.
Yeah, he has 3 kills so far for Ohio State. He's come up in some big moments. We'll get another look. Just such good connection with Rodriguez and all of his attackers, and that's something that Ohio State players have preached all season, is that they have really solid chemistry with Daniel Henwood Rodriguez as he gets a nice dig there.
He had to really sprawl for that ball, and then the touch and the kill for Haczynski. And Ohio State is finally edged out in front. They've been breathing down the necks of the Ramblers for the longest time. Now their heads are above water.
And now it comes down to, can they hold on to this lead or form an even bigger lead, because the Ramblers, they keep working their way right back in.
Oh, it was a great pass there by Fabikovich. Got the ball up, and they turned the defense to offense to make it a tie, 6-all. Klein on the kill. And the left-handed serve by McElligott into the net.
This second set is just so important for Ohio State. You do not want to get down 2-0 to a team like Loyola. If they could even it up here and take this second set, then they'd have a fighting chance going into the third.
Chinsky this time serves short, but it was covered by Soa. Swept over, and they go back to the far side for Hurley. Bump set, Howard, beautifully placed in the corner. You know, that short serve was very effective. Soa was able to get to it. You wonder maybe he could have tried that in that final serve in that opening set when they were waiting for the big one.
Yeah, we'll get another look at it here. That was perfect placement in that back corner.
Oh, there's another great pass by Hasinski. Wetzel, 2 blockers, but they cannot settle the ball. Had too much power behind it, and it is 8-7 Buckeyes. Aaron Grimm had 4 blocks against Ball State. He's an all-around player. Excellent server. That ball skimmed over, but Sawa kept it up, and the kill by Howard on the right side. Both teams, I think, have really raised their game here in this second set. We've seen some very good volleyball here, and it's 8-8.
Yeah, very competitive so far, and that's what you really can expect from these two teams. They always play each other really hard, and both coaches were anticipating that it'd be a close fight tonight.
Right. Even though he had to go across the court, Hudson found the setter, and they got the kill with the touch. Hurley, that was a great effort there by the libero, Hudson, to find Rodriguez, despite the fact that he was going the opposite direction across the court. Another big serve with a good pass. And those good passes are setting up fine attacks on both sides, and the kill by Schellinger.
Just going back and forth, point for point between these two teams. Again, beautiful set.
Saw the blockers couldn't get over and had a gaping gap. Howard had a powerful topspin on it, but just long. And Ohio State up 10-9.
Daniel Hurley back to serve now. He does have 2 service errors so far for Ohio State. They have 9 as a team.
Great pass again by Sawa, but this time the block is there by Torres. They have to send a free ball up, and they fake and then go to the back row, and a kill by Hurley. They disguised that very well, like they were going to the front row, and then they pass it to the back, and Hurley made no mistake.
Buckeyes finally able to establish a little bit more of a lead than just trading point for point as Hurley's back to serve again.
When 2 points is your biggest lead, that shows how close it's been. And that ball hit the antenna, and it will be a kill as a result for Schellinger. His 16 kills led Loyola in their victory, led both teams in that earlier win over Ohio State. Loyola Chicago was the NCAA basketball champ in 1963. Oh, what a swing off a fine set there. Right in stride, Torres puts it away.
Eliel Salvatores, 3 kills so far. No attack errors.
And now he's back at the service line,
where he also has an ace and no serving errors, so he's been playing a very clean game.
And so is Howard there for Loyola Chicago. He has stepped up in big moments.
Yeah, he really has. He just got his 6th kill of the night.
Without Alexander Sosa, they need as many people as possible to step up. And that shot is good. Cross court. A lot of power behind it. Hachinsky, that was not a cut shot. He just fired it and found the line, practically painted it.
Hachinsky has done such a great job, and important to note, when he came to Ohio State, he did not know much English, so if you just think about how far he's come and how much he's had to work to really get comfortable going to school here and playing here, he's done an outstanding job.
Now that overpass allowed them to get it over to Hachinsky, and he just tipped the ball. I'm sure those were some of the first terms he learned.
Yes.
Swing, tip, and served by Rodriguez. And Ohio State continues to roll at the block, and it is 15-11. Hannah Williford is heading down court. She's going to be interviewing the coaches here. Once the set concludes, and the serve is wide by Rodriguez, and that's what it took to slow things down. Ohio State was really starting to hit their stride. And now, Loyola Chicago trying to recover as Ryan McElligott with a serve. It's again a good pass by Hachinsky. He's really been playing well in the back row, and a whistle there. And one of the few violations that we have seen in the back row attack that we had earlier. And Ohio State up 16-12. Hachinsky preparing here, another big bomb, but that one is passed extremely well. I think the serve receive for both teams is the reason why we've seen so many more of those kills that we saw in the highlight package. And then the block there put up by Mickelson. And Ohio State cannot return the ball, and it is now 13-16. The whole game revolves around first ball contact. And both teams have been extremely strong in that department here in this second set. And another good example of it is they find the serve and get a big swing. Bump set across by the libero Soa. Up by Rodriguez. Now Wetzel. And the kill as the ball was touched on his hand, and it is 17-13 Ohio State. Now Aaron Grimm, redshirt sophomore from Louisville, Kentucky. 82 kills, 37 blocks entering this match. An excellent utility player. And he induces the overpass with that serve. And a simple finish for Torres. And the serve by Grimm. That ball skims the tape. Soa able to pass that. That was maybe meant to be a roll shot. It almost went out, but he couldn't get out of the way. The two blockers are there, but they're into the net. And the Ohio State Buckeyes are called for it. And the point awarded to the Ramblers. It is 14-18. You take a look here, and you can see clearly that Hurley was the one who was into the net, although the blockers may have been after the fact. And then a bomb there. Pass by Hudson, a quick serve, but the block by Mickelson. I think if he's not 7'2", he doesn't get that one. And he gets over there and blocks another one. You can see how well he moves laterally, too. He just gets from side to side. Excellent mobility. And he's there to join the blocks. And that's the task of the middle blockers, but some do it extremely well. And that's why he's a member of the senior Danish national team. Now to serve is Lucas Anderson for the Ramblers, on as a serving specialist. Hudson, overpass, Mickelson. Hudson again. This time he passed it well, found his setter, and again we had a back row attack. Second one we've seen of those. Called on the Buckeyes. And now Ohio State wants a timeout after a three-point run for Loyola Chicago. They're made extremely high level. And Loyola Chicago, it looked like they were starting to be outplayed by the Buckeyes, have battled back, but a service error by Anderson allows Ohio State to make it 19-16. And Wetzel to the service line. Ohio State will try to win that coveted race to 20. Coveted only less than the race to 25. But you win the race to 20, you're in good shape. There's a back set to the right, and again, Howard with the kill. And he has been a major force in this match. He's up now to 7 kills and leading the Ramblers, but here tooling the block the other way is Hurley, and that makes it 20-17. And Hurley, as a result of that kill, inherits the ball for serving duty, and Ohio State does hit 20 first. So a great passive serve from the back, overpass, but still a great effort by Hudson. And then the ball is put down, but it just missed the line. Oh, they're going to call it a lift on Schellinger, and he looked back in dismay and disbelief at the official. He was thinking that he had put that one in the bank. And the first real ball handling call that we've had here tonight. And it comes at a critical time, the difference between 21-17 and 2018. They're not going to review it. And a tough serve and an ace for Hurley. And suddenly Ohio State is up 5. They are 3 points away from putting this set away in very impressive fashion. They've got to keep going. Again, Soa with a good pass to serve. And the blockers combine, and they prevail against Mickelson, Haczynski, and Torres. As we take a look at this, they close up that seam. It appeared that they really had left something for the hitter, and then they took it away. 6-point lead. Ohio State playing very strong right now. Hurley with the serve. Schellinger passes it, then he gets in position with a cut shot, but Hudson is there, ready and waiting. And this time Mickelson rejects that shot from Wetzel. But they got a lot more ground to cover before they get back to even. That's what having a 7-2 in the middle and one who's very rangy will do for you. Tough serve. Two Ohio State players nearly collide. Haczynski with a big swing though. And Ohio State is within 1 point of taking the set, and they have 6 match points or set points in reserve with Torres at the service line. And that makes it 19-24, and you could see he was going for it all, knowing that if he didn't, they still have a fairly formidable cushion. Although that's how big comebacks start. And I think he just decided he was going to go for it, and the set was in his hand, and if he made a great serve, Ohio State would win it. And if not, they can win it on one of the next 5 attempts. And they do it right there. Wetzel. And Ohio State answers back with a 25-19 second set victory after Loyola. Again, the third set, that ball just skims over the tape. Hurley pass it. Look at Soa getting to the ball. Then they go cross court. He tips it over, pancaked, but it hit Wetzel in the head. And the point goes to Loyola. Schellinger with that tip for the kill. And again, a lot of great hustle out there, a lot of great digs, gets, and good passing, even in tough situations. We saw in that second set, and again here starting the third. And tooling the block there is Wetzel to tie it up at 1.
Wetzel has been so dominant, 9 kills so far tonight. He leads all players.
Had 18 kills over the 2 matches last week. And that ball just walked along the tape and decided to fall on the wrong side for the server. And it's an error, and 2-1 for Loyola. Could have gone either way for quite some time. Now Aiden Klein. And he had a different type of a service error. He just powers it into the courts, but not quite enough elevation.
Coach Davis was really impressed with Ohio State's serving in that second set. He said they really laid on the service pressure. And even though the Buckeyes, they have their fair share of service errors, when they do get it over, it is powerful and it is hard to receive.
Yeah, they really dialed in the second set compared to the first. But another great shot by Howard, and he continues to carry the load for Loyola in this match. He's really been their go-to hitter as much as anyone. And there's an ace, so he adds to his laurels and makes it 4-2. So a great kill, and then an ace where nobody really even touched the ball or could get to it.
The amount of power between these two teams. I got a different look at it when I went down there and I was on the sidelines, and you just see things so differently than when you're sitting up elevated or even when you're watching it on TV. It's just amazing how much power both of these programs have.
Howard there, you see that. He did have a lot of pace on that. He's had 10 kills twice this year for his high. He could eclipse that today very easily, especially now that we know the match is going to go at least 4. And they have to scramble, but they can't get it over. And Ohio State is tied it at 4. And Salvatores. Makes a big run up to the line, powers it into the corner, but again, a good pass of serve, and Howard long there. And the passing of serve continues to be very high quality since that opening set when there were just a lot of service errors and nobody could really get into a rhythm.
Yeah. And you know, Salvatores, his serve almost looked like it could have been veering out, but it was so fast moving that they got underneath it anyway. That one does go out. He trades a really solid serve for an error.
As long as your team's no worse off than when you took the ball, then that's at least acceptable.
Exactly right.
And another big serve attempt, but that one goes wide for Schellinger. And Rodriguez. I've heard some coaches say that even if you get 5 aces in a row, I don't want an error on the next one, but typically speaking, that's a rule of thumb. Just stay in positive territory. And that one goes out wide and a kill. No, it hit him in the foot. It's still alive. The Ramblers were in the midst of celebrating. Now they try again. Rodriguez this time used his hands to keep it up in the air. A block, the antenna was struck, and it was struck by the Ramblers.
Yeah, they're going to call a carry on the Ramblers.
Well,
we'll
they're going to review this, I'm sure. And look, the ball hit 2 guys' feet. They were definitely playing soccer. First Hernandez and then Hurley.
So they're going to challenge that call. Loyola is. They're likely challenging whether the ball hit the ground or it hit Daniel Henwood Rodriguez when it bounced off his leg there. From what we just saw in the review, that's going to be a close call, whether that ball hit the ground there or it hit his leg, because then we see Daniel Hurley stick his leg out.
I can't remember too many plays where I've seen where 2 successive players play it with their feet, but they are signaling play on, and Ohio State awarded that point.
Okay, looks like he didn't end up challenging it. Coach Davis had his green challenge card pulled, but they're going to keep playing.
See 2 guys in a row play it with their feet. That's something. And that shot goes wide. And the Buckeyes again extend their lead, and they're starting to take control here. Take a look
There's
now.
that look.
I
think you can tell it does hit his foot because look at his shoelaces. We'll get another look right there. They're moving, so I think that did bounce off his foot. There's no question on Hurley there, but what an athletic play to keep that one going.
Now, if the third guy could have used his feet, I know I would have never seen that before. Coming right back, Hudson kept it in the air, allowing Rodriguez to run it down. In the middle, back, and a kill for Schellinger as the ball was touched and out. And Mickelson comes on, and maybe that'll slow Ohio State down a little bit as they just seem to be in the zone with the Midas touch there. And Mickelson with a service error. Ohio State, despite the fact that the Ramblers played well in the second set, they just seem to be playing on a little higher plane, and it's continuing here into the third set. Hitchinski, who played an outstanding second set, his back row play as much as his front row play, but there's an error. And it is 7-9. Ryan McElligott came back. His first game back from injury was when they faced Ohio State earlier this year. And that serve into the net. And this is looking a little bit more like the opening set when the teams were exchanging service errors quite frequently. Grimm. Nicely passed. Got that soft block up so they can run it down. Hurley from inside the 10-foot line scores.
And that assist will go to Stanislaw Hitchinski, who set that one up from the back row. A beautiful set out to Hurley.
When you get the block up, you can't always control where it's going to go, and everybody has to be prepared, and everybody has to be a passer on occasion. And the service error makes it 8-11. Service error is a little more acceptable when you establish a bit of a cushion. We saw that when Ohio State had the numerous set points in their pocket in the previous set. Took something off that one. And then Hurley, and that one went long. You don't see so much of the float serves, and occasionally they'll work in a shorter serve and they'll try to work for the lines, but for the most part, they're power serving. And there is an example of just took something off that one, but Ohio State handled it. Great passive serve there. And put away by Wetzel.
Wetzel's in double-digit kills now with 10. He's been so efficient. 10 kills, 3 errors.
He hit 509 in the last match, and he's even doing better than that here so far tonight. Howard looks for the line, but the line is covered by Hudson. Then Wetzel back and splits the defenders to make it 13-9. And Ohio State is really starting to gather some momentum here, forcing another Loyola timeout. And they lead 13-9 here in the third set. Schellinger was an All-American honorable mention at University of California, San Diego before ending up at Loyola Chicago. There's a tip, and great effort there to keep the ball alive by Howard, and then the kill by Fabikovich. And it is 10-13, and that's the kind of a point that can get your team going.
Yeah, that's the type of play you want coming out of a timeout. That's why you call a timeout in a situation like this. So the Ramblers came out strong with that one. Fabikovich notches his 5th kill of the match.
That's the coach's point.
It is.
Let's see if they can get more out of it than just the one. They go across court. Schellinger tips it back deep. Played by Hitchinski, big swing, and they cannot handle that. And a kill for Wetzel again. He continues his hot hand.
And now we're seeing why Coach Birch said, through it all, when we're having our tough moments, Wetzel is our go-to guy no matter what. He's proving that tonight with his 12 kills. He's really been one of the primary reasons Ohio State has been leading.
Curley with the serve, and the attack tooling the block there. Schellingers, we just were talking about him, and he raises his kill total even more. And here's the other guy who's really been carrying them tonight, Howard. At the service line. And he bombed that one, but look at Hudson handle it and put over by Rodriguez, and great hustle in the back to keep it afloat. Saua's there, the joust. Mickelson, Hudson again, well positioned like a good libero, and then they block Wetzel. Mickelson again, standing tall, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, Loyola really fighting to get back in this third set.
Some great hustle defensively. Saua doing a great job in the libero position. He and Hudson both really coming to the forefront. And ball bounded out, tooling the block. Hachinsky for the kill. Now Torres back to serve.
Salvatores, he did have an ace earlier in the match. He also has 2 service errors, but he has a nice touch on his serve where it can just roll off the net, as we saw there.
Yeah. Howard comes back, and this time the tip for the kill. And Loyola Chicago, you're not ranked as high as they are, number 7 in the nation, by giving up matches like this, and they're still battling hard. Down by just 2 now. In spite of Ohio State's excellent play. There's Grimm. Again, Howard with a great play in the back. Rolled, pancake by Wetzel. Free ball, but he had to play it from behind the back, and that was just eaten up by Rodriguez.
Yeah, but it looks like they're going to call that the Buckeyes were in the net. I think it might have been Daniel Henwood Rodriguez, so Loyola will get the point there.
Volleyball for this Indy club early on and suffered an ankle injury as well. She last played on February 15th and is available for today's match and coming in right now. But remember, at practice this morning, Coach Bertolacci said that she wasn't going to use her today. Well, now she has no choice.
One of the benefits of having that deep team is you can call on somebody like Kara Cressy, who's had a great season so far for the Indy Ignite, and really
great pass
hoping Blake Moeller has a speedy recovery.
That looked like a serious injury. I'm very sorry to say.
Making that play. They have really picked up the defense, and that's
the injury
why
bug has bitten the MLV.
Now.
You think of a number of teams. We talked about
play from start to finish, and this might be one of the biggest celebrations
as well.
We've seen from the
and
Ramblers
Indy,
so far tonight.
Because really of the team, as you pointed out before first serve, Holly, coach and general manager, if you will, Bertolacci built. Ajani Teeler was out for a while. Kara Cressy was out for a long time, and here they are at the top of the standings at 14-3. But that was a very devastating injury. Here is Anna DeBeer. Opening set, Indy leading 14-12. And an ace serve.
Anna DeBeer is one of the best servers on the Indy Ignite team, and she's so skilled at attacking the seam, the area between 2 passers. And if communication breaks down, aces occur.
That's ace number 16. That will make her 3rd so far in the MLV. Natalie Foster is ahead by about 10 lengths, if you will. Already with 103 aces in the 2 years of her career. Kayla Lund with a kill off the left side.
Another service error which killed their momentum the last time out.
We have come to our second technical timeout.
15 service errors for each
Indy.
team.
Thinking about their teammate now in the locker room, no doubt about it. Like so many teams in this league, the Indy Ignite are as tight as you can imagine. Headed to the sideline, Kayla Lund and Indy on top.
sweep it over on that second ball, but the Buckeyes are ready.
3 and 13, just about the inverse, if
And
you
he
will.
finds the corner,
Indy
they
at 14
step
and 3,
back.
8 and 1 at
Probably
home,
just in a
6 and
hopeful
2 on the road. And there is Kara Cressy, the 6'6" All-American
maybe
out of
it'll go long,
Louisville,
but
number
he was
5
dialed
pick
in.
overall. Last year
right
she
there
hit
is Ryan
343,
Jones gets
averaged
subbed in as a
1.3
server.
blocks
Look
per
at that
set.
flow serve
But she too
all
has been
the way to
hampered
the back
by an
line.
ankle injury. This is her first time back since the middle of February.
This time it does float long and makes it 17-20. That was the score in the previous set as well.
Tip over the top, but not played well by De Beer. Got to keep that ball on your side of the net. Really good cover by Hiapo. Lund. Kayla Lund is just flourishing in this tempo offense.
Kayla Lund's got a big arm and not afraid to use it, especially when she's got one-on-one opportunities down that line. Look at the heavy arm just against Raina Terry, who at 6'3" is a big blocker, but tough to stop a hitter with just one block.
Lush with the excellent pass.
Ohio State's back row, Patrice calling that one out. And earlier in the season, that's something they struggled
Did you
with,
see that
with their
set attempt by
communication.
Tuaniga?
I love
that. Was
in
not
and out
by
calls.
accident.
Huge
That was
kill.
a magnificently creative attempt.
One of the strengths of Mia Tuaniga is her creativeness and the fact that she's not afraid to do anything out there. If you're on the court with Mia Tuaniga, you have to be ready to hit at all times, even if she's bump setting.
Anna De Beer dug that ball about 1.5 feet off the floor, and Tuaniga says, you know, I'm not just going to send this up to the rafters. I'm gonna scoop this out to the sideline, rapido. And Lund almost made a spectacular play out of it.
And that ball ended up almost in the second deck here at the Cabelli Center.
Cressy up into the block. Back to Tuaniga. And to say she's a crowd favorite is a huge understatement.
Loyola does not have any timeouts left here in this third set.
Mia Tuaniga is special. The energy she shares with her teammates, it's just infectious. Here's the back set. Here, the cover play just pops up right into the wheelhouse of Mia Tuaniga. Open net kill for the Indy Ignite.
Kara Cressy's a tough server. She's serving down into the court. The middle blockers for the Indy Ignite are Cressy at 6'6" and Botazat at 6'6" as well.
Jalen Hodge and the entire left side roster of Columbus Fury attacking down that line versus the Indy Ignite. Let's see if there are any adjustments made defensively.
The reception numbers right now are a huge advantage to Indy. 64-27 in terms of good or positive. Combo out of the back row, and that is a 3-meter line attack violation against the Indy Ignite and De Beer, number 14.
Finding the opening and putting the ball there. That old Ty Cobb action.
Holly, you were talking about earlier that
Eliel
Perez wanted to serve the
Salvatore does a back roll to
receiver. Explain that strategy, and it's unique.
Committed the other way.
Angel Perez does his research, and he found out that the left-siders for the Indy Ignite are better when they pass and attack. They get in a rhythm timing-wise, so their numbers are lower when they're not passing the ball and they're just working for the hit. So he wants them not passing that first ball.
Ajani Teeler, wearing number 19, 5'9" in her third year out of Kentucky. Orlando as a rookie, and she was a practice player. Now she's a 2-time All-Star.
Yeah, we've seen that.
Tuaniga just
put it
over
away,
the end
Wetzel,
line.
and he does. And Ohio State has taken the third set.
Ball to the floor once again. Taylor averaging 3.3 kills per set, hitting
Howard
263.
so
Very serviceable numbers. Was out with an ankle injury as well. Do you sense a trend here? With so many ankle injuries, but she was out for a couple of matches, but now back to 100%.
One of their challenge cards. And Howard still gets that 11th kill of the night.
Schellinger to serve. He's been their other big hitter, and that ball hit the tape and bounded the wrong way. Tape, you wonder whether they are almost practicing the technique. You'd have well the way they did in the previous match, and that maybe
have 4 service.
Paczynski, Ohio State assistant coach years ago, suggests that maybe would be a good tactic. Wetzel The big serve in. That could not be handled by Fabakovic. And an ace.
Yeah, Wetzel gets his first ace of the night. Add that to his 3 digs, his block assist, and his 13 kills. He's had a pretty well-rounded performance. You can't ask for much more from Wetzel.
He was ranked as the 4th player in the country in the class of 2022. A very highly prized recruit for Ohio State. Long on that serve. And it's 2-all. And here is Mickelson. And handled by Fabakovic. And a kill by Wetzel. And there's good adjustment that he made to be able to get full force on that swing. He came around to hit it with his left hand. And now Hurley. Pass by Fabakovic into the middle, and the kill by Klein. Aiden Klein started out as a really active player in this match and now has begun to surface again. And they really need him to. Down 2-1 in this 4th set. Going to run off the floor. Rodriguez with a back set. The blockers were there, but it bounded out. And the Buckeyes go up 4-3.
You know, Shane Wetzel has a history of playing really strong against Loyola. His sophomore season back in 2024, he had his career best 24 kills against Loyola in March. So if this goes into a 5th set, he has a chance to get even more than that. 14 kills already so far for Wetzel.
Point is awarded to the Ramblers. They went with that short serve again. They passed it, and there you see the kill by Klein once more. Fabakovic on the serve. Handled by Hurley. Hurley then from the back. And it is 5-4 Ohio State as he comes down hard on the ball.
Soa just reached his arm up a little bit on that one, got a tip on it, or else Hurley's hit might have been heading out.
He had to pass that ball to the setter and then get set up to spring into the hit. And made it work. Served by Rodriguez, another good pass down the line, but they missed the line. And Ohio State up 6-4. Rodriguez once more. That's a good serve, finding the setter right at the net, and they tool the block. As the first ball contact has been very effective, especially now you see them changing things up and throwing different things at them, and they're reacting very well. Klein. Hudson kept it airborne. Lachinsky had to roll there because he was over the 10-foot line. Otherwise, it would have been a back row attack. And then the kill by Schellinger. So they really couldn't attack on that last one. It was not exactly a free ball, but it gave him a better chance to set something up, and we're tied.
Yeah, and Drew Hudson, you'll see here, Ohio State's libero makes a diving play to try to get under it, even reach his hand out, but just not able to.
Serve long from Klein.
Haczynski had to duck to get under that one and not touch it for it to go out. But Ohio State gets their lead back.
And also to avoid a headache.
Yeah, because I've taken a serve to the head before when I was down there sidelining, and I was seeing stars afterwards.
Serve and overpass as a result. Haczynski, and he just bowled so over, like picking up the spare. And it's 8-6 Ohio State.
12 kills for Haczynski tonight. and only 1 error. He's just become so much more efficient as the season has gone on, hitting .611 tonight.
And his back row play has been outstanding.
Yeah, he has 4 digs tonight as well.
And his serving has been outstanding that second set.
Exactly, like you said, his passing has been so impactful.
And he tried to short serve that one. And they go out wide to Hurley, and he tools the block for the kill. 10-6. Talk about Haczynski there from Poland, and we've got a player from Denmark and one from Czechia, and 2 Puerto Ricans, a real international flavor here. But once again, despite the presence of 3 blockers, they couldn't stop him. Ohio State has just been controlling this match ever since that first set, when maybe they shot themselves in the foot by service errors at key times, but they have straightened that out, and they've just been playing extremely well since.
Yeah, Coach Davis said the Buckeyes play really well on their home court. Service error from Haczynski, but he said that they were prepared for that, to come in and for Ohio State to try to own this game like they do in the Covelli Center, and that's exactly how the Buckeyes have played, really confident the whole way through.
It's a great home court atmosphere. Saved, served by Howard, but again, the quick in the middle and put away by Haczynski. That's set up by Rodriguez. And the Buckeyes just rolling right now. And it's not that Loyola Chicago, I think they've actually played better from the second set on than they did in the set they won. But Ohio State has just raised their game even more. Snellinger, Rodriguez didn't see it, avoided hitting it twice in a row. And now it's bumped over. Free ball from the back, and the block. Torres is right there on the scene, and they just can do no wrong right now, the Buckeyes.
And that's actually going to force Loyola to use their second time adjusting their offense around Loyola's block, and those adjustments really worked in their favor.
And there's a kill by Howard. He's going to push that career best if this keeps up. Yes, those blockers in the middle, Klein and Mickelson, really were game changers in the first set, and it hasn't been quite as much the case since, as you see Howard again splitting everybody on that powerful cross-court swing.
Yeah, 13 kills for Howard so far. He's led the way for the Ramblers.
Man, that one, so almost had to eat that one. The big swing from Torres. And Ohio State, despite the timeout, no coaches' points that time, they just continue to increase their margin. And it's getting to the point where it's going to be awfully hard to stop them. Hetzel, this is maybe the only thing that could stop them, is if they start making errors.
And you know, like we said, the Ramblers, they used both their timeouts really early on. And now they have no choice again but to play through this one, as Ohio State has held the lead the majority of this fourth set.
Mickelson down the line, handled by Hurley. Hurley ready for the swing. Schellinger diving to the right to handle it. And Fabakovic from beyond the 10-foot line, well off the target. And it's 14-9 Buckeyes. Loyola, the number 7th ranked team in the nation. And Ohio State, number 18, and they have definitely put on a tremendous performance here after losing the first set, trying to close it out, which is the hardest thing to do, of course. Hurley, Schellinger, did he get to it? Yes. It did not hit the floor. Going over on the second ball. They were ready. Overpass, though. Back. Wetzel. Howard saves it, but another free ball. Hurley. Ohio State had opportunity after opportunity to attack, but they just never could quite put it down. Some great defense on the other side, starting with Schellinger as he kept that tough serve aloft.
Yeah, the Ramblers seemed really prepared for anything Ohio State tried to send their way. Looks like Coach Birch is having a quick word with the down official, but not going to challenge anything yet. Actually, he is. He is going to challenge let's hear what he's going to challenge. They're going to announce it to us. Ohio State is challenging that there was a potential net violation, it seems. Great call by Coach Birch to pull that challenge, and by his team, who I'm sure relayed to him what they had seen.
Hurley keeps his service run alive. It's a good pass and a swing. That was a hard shot to convert. Now up 7 in this 4th set. Hurley, Fabakovic, passed it, then he came up and he put it into the net. 4 contacts called anyway. And you just see maybe some frustration beginning to become evident with the Loyola Chicago players.
Yeah, just beating themselves in some ways with those errors. They have 39 kills, but 17 attack errors. They're only hitting 244 as a team, and that's the difference in the game. Buckeyes, 49 kills, only 11 errors.
Fabakovic with a tremendous passive serve there, but to no avail again. And this ship just looks like it's maybe sailing away, or the boulder rolling downhill and you can't get it back. 9-point lead. They have doubled Loyola here in the 4th set. Hurley again, and a service error. And that's been one of the ways that Loyola has gotten a point. There's a rare Ohio State miscue. And they're down 10-18, and they need to get a run going, and McElligott now will try to spark it. Hurley had a trouble passing it, but Hudson turned setter. But they never really got anything to work on there. And Haczynski just pushed it long.
Looks like Coach Birch is getting just a little bit of clarification from the down official again.
McElligott.
And that's the pause we're seeing in the game. Captain Shane Wetzel now going over to ask a question to the official, but not sure what he asked, but he's going to laugh that one off, and they're going to keep going.
If I was Ohio State, I'd just try to keep this game going and ride the wave of momentum that they've got. And into the net, 19-11. The other team's on the verge of imploding. Everything's going well for you. Why rock the boat by, although I thought maybe that was the case, that they were doing that with that challenge, and it turned out to work for them. It proved to be pivotal here in this 4th set. And again, they're in the top spin serve. Big swing by, and they played the ball long, and point finally awarded to the Buckeyes after Howard had a good opportunity earlier. And now it's 20-11.
Buckeyes starting to run away with this one. I'm going to head down courtside in case Ohio State takes this one in 4 sets for a post-game interview. So, Greg, this is you.
You can get down there so quick. You can just stay up here and just be down in a second, right? All right.
I know you don't want me to go. We gotta get down there.
All right. We'll talk to you soon. 21-11. The way the game's going, you might want to get down there quickly because they're on the verge of putting it away. And Ohio State, that's what it's been. They've just been up and away here in this 4th set. The 2nd and 3rd sets, they actually won pretty convincingly too. There's a kill by Aiden Klein. They won 19 and 20, and now they're just running away with this 4th set, 12-21. Back set, kill, Hurley. Everything going their way. They've got a double-digit lead now. Hannah will be down talking to the player of the match. Could be a lot of nominees for the Buckeyes. It's just been a real team effort since they dropped that opening set. (13:21) after the service error. And here's Lucas Anderson, who's come in for some serving duty tonight. Just pounds it over, but handled coolly by Achinsky, and another kill. That's Grimm. And it is 23-13. Pardon me, Hurley on the kill from the back row. Chinsky. And tried to roll it over the net. They've made a few service errors, but they're not as costly when you have the kind of a lead that they have, as they were in that first set when it was very close, and they several times got within 1 or 2 points and could not get over the hump, largely because of service errors. That one goes wide from Wetzel. It's never over, as the great sage Yogi Berra said, until it's over. 2 or 3 more points and maybe start to get a little fidgety, but it still looks like it's solidly in control. And there's Wetzel, hit Sauer, and looked like it was on other side of the antenna, as it was, and 9 match points. Brady Jones comes on to try to finish it off, and the fans on their feet in expectation of the final nail in the proverbial coffin. Won't be on that one. That ball just had a little helium in it. Before it was just a steady diet of the big, powerful jump serves. They've really changed it up because the passing of service was so effective. They had to go to another phase of the game plan, but now Schellinger hammers one, a heavy topspin, and Sauer having to scramble to get out of the way. After the first contact, that shot went wide from Howard, and that's it. Ohio State has won it, and they just got better and better and better, and they weren't able to do it. And it's now a 7-point lead. No team has been up that many points all night long, and it's maybe indicative of the fact that the Buckeyes are. But we're going to have a challenge here saying that ball may have been touched.
Yeah,
and I guess he figures I might as well use my challenges too.
Right. He's out of timeouts in the 4th set, and so now's the time for him to pull his challenge.
All night, but Ohio State's just taken the game from them. And they're not.
Thạ chi nhớ thạ lùng số này gọn quen thạ chi tháo tạm nhiều kiểm tra tạm biến đâu nhớ này bầu chuyện năn làm ở đây 8 mở ở chỗ ngã mình biết ít đúng bằng cái xạ này đây hồng mẫu kẹ bồ thao bồ luôn
thao kỳ vậy lọ bạn gọi em thì chéo luôn không
thao này
thao rồi đây như lọ luôn
cái kẹ gốc như ủi gốc anh này
thì số nào lọ nào
thì số kia không
thao ở đây này không kì đấy nữa như đồ lọ có giang luôn kì là thấy khăn hơn đấy rồi bạn chị mà nó không
bó lại tách chỗ ngạn chính phải đợi bị ngạo hoạn gì hơn
Trong đâu bây giờ họ
Hoặc cái bằng vàng bằng mày biết là mình không. Có cao xịp lọc bia ở thế nên nó đâu.
Đây là đây chết.
Đập lầy vậy nào dù bông. Ai cắp lầy ơ, ai văn.
Thì bông lười ché.
Ngọ rất là lấy.
Ôi lười á cô này. Ôi.
Đây, nó quá đã luôn.
Không còn. Tôi nhổ mời chứ. Đang à cô.
Làm việc mọi lúc mọi nơi bó lên miệng.
Quay ra lũi ghê luôn.
Đấy.
Quay nghe đẹp luôn nhỉ.
Của lúc đó lúc chiến nữa không lắm mày cục nó này quay vào. Nhân đồ giòn cái gì vậy? Dạ chưa ý bạn nha mình hả? Hút lo tà hút vai men.
Set you up as the top.
Thảอยู่กี่มือเลยthảยิงล่างบอกล่างหันบ่ Rồi nay quật lâu hay nào nhiều bố ngã kỹ cậu ôi bố mà yếu mà kỹ cao ôn nữa cậu đâm của dây tí hả của dây nó là cậu đom ở bà lại là mỡ sẵn vậy bầu được mình cố hóa mình ngăn chuyện và nhiều phút cũng là bình phiên ấy miếu nằm ở yak của mai đâm hơi thành thấy chuyện tưng đây lại còn nhâm đây có bộ tay cọm tay đâu nhỉ hứ có thấy rồi em tưng lại đi có thấy rồi này hứ thấy rồi nhưng cái này nào có đồng viện này có đáng hoay có to nghĩa nó nghĩa một lúc này ấy luôn biết cái món xà băng mất da nhâm miêu nhá nhâm da đấy hơn mà da thay hơn đi làm hiện chứ này em mồi chai du cái như nghe nó lên thắt ở tiếng ta vợ tiếng này thắt ở mấy chỉ bút cái nông tiếng này nặng nữa thôi hóa hóa băng đó cả quay tao ham chạy gốm nghĩ như ngồi giòn cái nó vậy thôi không gì vậy này phải để gì nữa luôn không một cái này đồ sẽ bằng cục vay
đây xà bằng màu
put the mud out không muốn đấy không muốn mà luôn. Sao vậy? Thằng nó vẫn luôn vậy. Phương quay được lại giống như
Ai Phương quay làm không? Ai Phương quay làm không? Tê coi.
cuộc nghe quay bao người. Chịu chế năn rồi. Nó quay hồi đâm chuyện hết còn đồng tiếng hả?
Lúc hốt.
Lúc hốt không?
Ai Phương ơi bác.
Ai hiểu nó. Có những cái không nó ngại rồi nó ngại thôi bố ăn chuyện này. Mưa của cọ mưa mày tính luôn ạ đó. Nó quay để chỉnh video hơn. Thời gian nó thời gian mấy giây đã nó ngắt bao tí mà thôi. Bữa mai mày làm đó. Bữa mai thôi thọn lên rồi.
Thử món này coi. Ý phải phim
Gì đấy? Đây sao bằng là nậu lọc vừa là mau cái vô trong cũng đi. Anh nhà bà xã anh.
Tại
Giờ nó lại bằng hôm nay. Nghe cộng người thôi.
ngày chọn người nhá lộn.
Có tung này tao đừng có yêu mình. Từ YouTube từ từ.
Hello các bạn, hello. Hello các bạn.
Tập nữa hả? Là chăm hai con bàn tay quen nít năm. Nó có lọc cả hình không?
Ngon nữa cơ.
Hả?
Rồi đọc lại. Quay chị cô.
Bố con còn lại dạ. về cái tầm mở máy vô cái tầm máy tầm máy kia hả ở cái chớp đó nè ôi mẹ nói hai hả nào chẳng ngã đồ này hả mà hả miêu chụp lại chụp hình nó miêu lại tay chụp hình lộn xộn nhớ nổi tiếng nhau lại nó giật lòng cái nhát đội bay bả mình
ăn cơm rồi hả bé ăn cơm
lấy phải vợ bình ai cái văn mạch của rất phốc phốc kiểu là
không cái phim nó gì quay không
nó như trứng là phương thằng cái này là phương đòi hỏi mà phải nó ít tí quá phải nhột mà đi coi phương không
chưa đi thằng tôi thằng
đi mai tốt mà mấy đi thằng nó đi mai và tốt không nói yêu Giang nó chú áo đẹp không bà nói yêu Giang nó cái chú áo đẹp xí rồi cho nên nói yêu Giang cái chú áo đẹp không là tao chú anh chú đồ cái nào im miệng của mày nay vợ in vợ được chứ nào nay nó thay hả chịu khó đã lo
bọn nhắn tin mà nghỉ luôn vẫn đi học ăn
gì
ăn ngon không như tao nhóm TikTok lúc đồ 3 triệu ấy đồ là thay thao luôn nhóm học bao lúc thương gia rồi đó
đó là mình
chú Giang khen nghe được
hả
lại ăn ngon không
sao đâu mà
lại ngon lắm là cố lên nha
Dán ngắt này. Thì chuyển đôi một tuổi của chị về chị đồng ý không? Để đó các nó quang nó được đảo hơi không? Bắt kẻ thấy luôn, chừng là nô lệ của đồng tiền.
Có tiền.
Đừng ăn học không à?
Ok.
Chả lẽ họ có viết lại chắc quay video. Hơn quản lý riêng hạt cái là gì hả?
Không.
Video là 5 giây đầu tiên là quyết định gần nước khán giả dưới thôi. Facebook biết nó với ai quá trình lo về Facebook mà nhưng mà cho cái đề xuất của mình bởi TikTok đấy ở trong TikTok không bởi TikTok nhìn nổ gốm đấy cái Facebook nó là chuyện này thâu túm chuyện nào lại
Nhưng có ông đề xuất không?
3 giây đầu tiên là 3 giây quyết định với video luôn 5 giây rồi 5 tới 15 giây đầu tiên vậy là thu hút nhất là vào 5 giây anh cắt những đoạn hay nhất bằng video và cuộn á cái vào cuộc đó 5 giây mình sẽ tò mò được tiếp
TikTok nó của TikTok với gì đâu
TikTok của chị Hâu ngon cái này TikTok của chị Hâu giờ này chắc đại gia Ủa việc cái mình đơn giản 300-400 ngàn không có đừng gì này ăn luôn em cái từng lý mình được đó quay từng lý xích ra nó quay gọi kia rồi đẹp mình chơi thông tin trang trị độ băng cắt đôm là khán giả cuốn của phải hút của Giang thì sẽ cuốn hơn Hà Giang
lên này rồi kia
lên rồi đó nhập cái bài chữ mạnh của Facebook còn truyền thôi
bài chữ mạnh của Facebook rồi nhỉ của luôn
của luôn nhớ
của cái nên chừng hô video trong chiều
chủ đẹp cánh nó
nhớ chụp bài cánh
cái nanh mà chủ đẹp cánh game 1,2 triệu view của đôi như tôi không phải mấy đố là ai nhưng mà dạ chạy thôi
năn chỗ
mà đợt này chạy là Giang thì 30 mấy ngàn view là 1 đô hả 1 đô 2 đô vậy hả tùy vị không Hỏa loại mới ngăn chuyện hồi đợt này mới em biết trang trí mặt hai anh nó chạy mất mơ đợt này bằng lầu tên mất anh mất nó tính mất bằng lớn như ngán anh là bằng mơ như đỡ hả mất lúc ba phút là phát video đấy video luôn có đào vợ mơ video
đào nhau
nhau vợ đúng rồi cả đào
khi khỏi đào
có đào bằng nó không
đào bằng gì
nên bằng nào vậy nhá
đào bằng đợt
cái nhau cuối cùng nhau trong video cắt ghép luôn
khi có ghép luôn cho bằng nhau hay không bằng nhau hayมั้งbằng mơ không
đến hùng sao món
nhớ vừa không nước bự rồi thọc ăn không không nước bự rồi thọc ăn luôn
không biết bự lắm mình
nước bự bự còn bao nhiêu nhỏ
đấy thấy thằng bắn rồi
thì chắc thì thọc ăn
thằng bắn nhiều đấy thằng bắn hả ai bằng băng hốt ai bằng tạo cảm giác nước với lần gì
món ở ngay thằng gì luôn
từ từ để tập hơi chỉnh video cách quay chắc là thấm không chỉnh video chụp video đăng video
làm thời gian ấy
mất bạn á là hơi mình đủ rồi nhá mình hơi biết sai không
thời gian anh không
cấp cút ai lên từ năm chiều mạnh chiều á một tuần là bố xe chiều đợi đâu chuyện chi cũng ứng dụng này thôi cũng chuyện nữa đó mà chuyện ngại chuyện đông là chuyện
đầu tư mới có lợi nhuận không đầu tư thì
nhưng mà ngại phải không lúc này được tí thôi á lúc lời lúc lỗ một ba lúc lời một ba lúc lỗ
lỗ hơn lỗ hơn
năm nay người ta nhưng phải lót rồi ai hối nấy ai lỗ luôn mình vậy đấy chạy nó ăn ký nè
luôn mình ra hỏi Phương rồi
ai Phương vẫn học vậy lắm đâu luôn đó phải dạy gánh chịu phí với gia đình thôi không được lên phí cứ tạo giá trị là từ từ thu giá trị rồi cái gì nào không tôi thấy tình nha tình
muốn xài nữa bằng lên ngày 23 luôn
này mẹ nhìn gì nữa không
mẹ nhìn và mẹ Văn mẹ sơ Văn mà
cái bài liệt kê việc đánh mẹ miền mẹ phía này này mới chỉ ăn lấy mẹ là bố vợ sao đấy
lên một cái lên
sao liền vậy hả
không
mẹ đâm Hồ Chí Minh là tự nhiên là liền vậy
thôi mẹ rồi mẹ rút kinh nghiệm mẹ đâm ra rồi tôi nợ đâm lời
thì ngạo rồi Hồ Chí Minh chắc xài phải không có ăn đi đâu thích nơi rồi là không mới đâu đây nó được canh đừng hố lá nhưng mà nó lại được cổ họ cái họ lứt luôn tiếng plum bội mới rồi mà.
lâu
Tốt lắm rồi đấy. 10 tiếng là 130. Ngày vẫn ngao 10 tiếng 3 giờ nấu ngắt vậy đấy. Ngày 8 tiếng. Gần 100.000 khách đội chốt cay rồi. Cái tin này. Bố bạn phục vụ chứ sao mà. Phục vụ lần cất cay chịu nồi luôn.
ngậm mông tiếng hả? Quan sẽ un té. Bước nữa đây là
13.000 tiếng vậy đó. Không nhau chuyện đáng vậy đấy. Cái xe un hoặc là nhập lộn hết 115 hay không?
đồ luôn.
Khách này cứ
Nó cần những này không khách. Không còn rút ra được luôn. Rút ra một cái chỗ đâu.
Không là đang biết. Khách đồ băng là đi khách. Là tiếng nhân viên. Đôi con dao nhân viên lớp
năm mươi ngã ơi
đầu bếp lấy nhiều đầu bếp nhiều đầu bếp nhiều công thức để là nước độ đan khử là quý nhất. Dạ. Dạ tôi chịu cái đó tôi khử rất là giảm.
quán không phải là không phải là quán bồ mới là
Quán thôi mới lạnh mà ăn không mình ăn cải quạt không mà nó không giờ hôi nó bông tay á của anh gia vị ra với anh phải xài máy hối độ bếp lấy vừa xài máy
quán lên đó đấy có thay dây giúp lấy nhân viên rồi thay dây giờ bị mì cay canh thay chiến được mà thâu dây thâu dây
để nó hệ khách biết
giờ đây cái kỳ cổ bắt nó bắt này bắt một tiếng để đi gọi thăm người con
bắt bầu của nó tao luôn mừng Ali 15 nữa sẽ có 15.000 nữa
xin tôi 18 á
53.000
xin tôi giao 18
cô nghĩ như Việt Nam đấy
xin hào má rộng má rộng má
chuyện lấy hào 30
hàng ấy má lẽ
kiểm tra hả
TikTok đi
ở đặt cục thật grocery của không có hồng anh thành gì mà nhưng 150 mới giai đầu là hấp dẫn đúng rồi thôi giai bây giờ bạn mới giai đầu hay mà
gì tương viên 42.000
gặp cụm tìm tê với nhưng mà nổ tê với
13 giờ trước
nổ cũng
phải bụng nó nè chắc lao hụi hết luôn
phải bút ảnh nổ này
24 ngàn
phải bút vào ảnh nổ này anh biết lao mít không
sao khi kể lời hết luôn nữa
chuyện mới tốt rồi con này chuyện đọc nó là không lo bây giờ bố ai lạnh của nó chịu là nó chuyện đầu tư cái biết bao nhiêu tôi mới nhưng mà ở đây chuyện hả
rồi con đi
có thao đúng đâu ta bán người lệ đặng 800.000 bộ quay tục với hết tao này nó này vừa hết đăng video bao hết bài hay thay video đăng cỡ xe quần tốt một bộ chị thấy hay nè chỉ yêu quần đó hợp lần đâu 6 triệu trên trang bị này tiếp á
dạ vậy em
chậm rồi đủ cái Tiếng ngạ về ngạ thôi. Nóc ngạ về ngạ thôi.
Nhưng quên tiếng giờ nên hẳn lên ngạ.
Tiền nó. Tiếng như sai về như sai ken cái tiếng. Tiếng lì hàng hả? Đâu từ đấy bằng từ năm hả? Ở cả thau á. Nóc cái nó nào đó còn ngã tháo hơn đồng kia.
Nó ngày á.
Tiếng vợ nhung bằng như năn. Bẩn rõ luôn như năn, bẩn môn nhung năn luôn. Bẩn tiếng tín về lóc luôn. Chuyện như năn luôn. Ở đó mà thì nó.
Tiếng quay mua đó.
Mình nhớ to tiếng ngã ke này. Mày
Tiếng ngập lắm, tiếng ngậy. Tiếng bó ột tiếng ngậy. Cho nhiều quay.
tiếng ngày có bay tiếng ngàn đâu. Mình tiếng bằng
đô. Nóc trời với mai tha với giang rớt. Nhưng mai qua anh giang tha với bao nét đại sản. Tiếng mơ xích đồ đằng mấy trăm ngàn thành phố.
đây là bán nóc mày nhé đây này.
Nhưng dùng ngã tay bộ. Ngầm lần với chuyện ngã ở bay rồi nhẹ với chuyện.
Hết lúc chịu nào mưa năm tới mưa tôi cũng đang quay nó mới pro video. Ở đây bằng mưa tóc ải bân đấy. Thì chết cô có nghĩ ngã băng là như vậy đó nó lấy.
Đâm mình tới ham mà rồi pro video. Nhưng mà bình thường nó băng đắp tự.
Thường ngon.
Băng đắp tự.
Quay hầm banh video bằng rồi còn chừng tốt.
Băng. Nó là tầm băng ảo.
Cắt băng cá hay đúng không?
Đang bó nó nhá.
Đánh nó chỉ là lượng nhanh bả hơn. Bại quá. Có ngại phát kiểu cơ. Có ngại quá trình lo với. Tôi phải cố gắng lâu hơn nữa. Cố gắng học hỏi cách băng. Cái hôn mô hôn mẹo. Mấy em mấy kia em ơn ngại đồ. Chỉ phải lăn cho lăn. Rú hay cả thau lát làm thay. Thiên thần thôi kìa, tôi tỏi gì biết, giờ có ông nói bự, ngọt tới ông nói bự lên, thấy không?
Tỏi mịn.
Giờ có ông nói bự, ngọt tới ông nói bự lên, đợt họ mơ con xin vận thu nào được dạ chanh mơ, nhiều điều là vẫn luôn ha. Rồi những mưa đông năm tháng cùng em hồng gắn. Nó không có bên nữa. Ủa đủ, được làm lại bằng thôi cho nó đã luôn không miêu hả? Này. Hết bằng bất tiện rồi nhé. Rồi để những mưa rông năm tháng của em gồng gánh. Loyola Chicago. Là Hawaii.
Không. Con tỏi, cái tiền rồi tỏi không?
Ai lấy tỏi không? Như thọ mắm hành. Chừng 2 năm. Chừng đầu thọ hành thọ mía. Mía hành vuông tề. 3 đường 1 bột ngọt. Ớt.
Cọ hành ấy.
Cọ hành đi. Cọ hành là plot viện vuông tề. Cuối cùng. Nụ cười đã tắt đằng sau nước mắt người vì em cố níu gìn. Ngày trời mưa thắm nhìn nhau lắng lắm. Ngày trưa mưa thắm nhìn nhau lạ lắm. Em yêu ai rồi?
Khi bạn bán căn nhà nhưng đến cuối vẫn không biết nó đắt tiền vì cái gì. Anh
Mọi người ai xem được?
có hàng lên sửa nhà em ơi.
Ngày trời mưa thắm